just really quickly, before off camera he said rolling. He keeps saying that every time, and because of all the acting that we've done in this year, that is like forever burned into my mind now. Because like if you're ever on a movie set or any kind of filming, like all the production assistants will shout, rolling, 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 cut, and it's just like burned into my mind now.
And action.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like, just rolling, rolling, and sometimes the weird thing that I noticed, just a final thing before we talk about this painting, is that sometimes, I don't know if you had this experience, but when we were working on that movie to not be announced just yet, because it's confidential, but will be coming out next year, there were times when we were in parts of the locations where you're like nowhere near where the filming is, right? Or like you're very far away from it.
Yes.
But you still have the people, production assistants shouting, rolling, rolling, cut! And it's like, apparently they do that to let the extras know that, okay, we've cut.
All site must know what's going on.
Yeah, but the thing is, that makes sense if you're actually on the set. If you're really far away, like nowhere near the set, particularly in some of the instances where you're being kept in an area which is away from where the filming actually is, what is the logic of having people say that?
I don't know.
And it's like, cut! And it's like, okay, but like filming is...
Maybe, I see why. Maybe because of the assistant's radio silence and something like that. Because to avoid people from further away to call in during the action, maybe, for instance. Maybe that would be the perfect logic behind it. Okay. Because everybody related to the set are not actually on the set, like to call out the radio silence and something like that. Because it would really suck if there would be a moment of silence on action on a scene and somebody's radio starts babbling something, for instance, which is completely out of topic.
That sounds totally logical, but it's still annoying.
Still annoying. It makes perfect sense. I've got completely used to that, so these are the words that I operate by.
Rolling!
Yeah.
Cut!
Yeah, that's a relief word that I may come out of character or something if it's
imagine that in other contexts. Imagine like you, for whatever reason, when you're painting, you had to be like, commence painting!
Yeah.
End painting!
Yeah. Oh, that's...
paint!
That may
stop
work.
Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, that's funny. That would most likely work.
I love that he's humouring me. That's not funny at all.
It's actually very material. Cringy. That's a material for a good joke. Probably we can make a joke video out of it. I don't know. That's probably an idea. But
so let's talk about painting. The reason we're actually here.
Where we at? Oh,
right.
Yeah. I see it in mirror.
There were two reasons I chose this painting. The first one is really obvious. It's a painting of Tallinn.
My hometown.
Yeah, your hometown.
Your hometown too, currently.
Yeah, currently, yeah. It has been for the last 2 years. So
that's quite a long time. It's actually feels like hometown, I guess.
Yeah, actually.
Somehow.
No, it does. If you're in a place for long enough. And,
that's what I mean.
For me, it's like familiarity. You know, it's like a second home to me. Like if I leave Tallinn tomorrow, you know, it'll always be like somewhere I'm familiar with. You know, like if I would come back like a year later, I know where everything is. You know, I know how city works, all of this stuff. It's like second home. No.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really like this painting because it depicts Tallinn. Obviously, I've seen, there's many paintings, photos of Tallinn, and it's always...
A lot of them.
Yeah, and it's always generally this kind of view with the main... Is that a church? Old church?
St. Olaf's Church.
St. Oliver's Church, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that was at one point in history was the highest building of the world.
Oh wow, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was somewhere when it was built like in Middle Ages or something.
Learning with Johan.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
It is
Awesome.
it is a fact if you check documentaries about the highest buildings in the world, or that is in them. That's
This guy,
listed in them.
he's literally a walking encyclopedia. Like anytime we go shooting anywhere, doing anything, usually, and it always happens when I'm not filming. He's just going, oh, and by the way, blah 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 about this place in the year 1864, and I'm like, whoa, let me just get this on camera.
Oh yeah. We sometimes take a shot out of that, but it also happens on filming. So sometimes it comes to like something or seeing something reminds me something else that's related to it.
But anyway, back to the painting. Like I dig it. I like it. I think one of the interesting things is obviously with your art, it's very. I always look at it like a mixture of surrealism on realistic things, or just complete surrealism with your art. But with this, it's interesting because it's like you're taking something that you identify with and that's close to home. It is home, and you're kind of adding some artistic flair in there, you know.
Yeah.
And the main point that I wanted to get to with this painting is that, like, you know, to the right hand side, or is it left hand side? To the left hand side, or it would be your right hand side. There's this like explosion of color coming out.
That one here.
Yeah,
I
and
mean.
Yeah, exactly. And I just kind of, even though the colours are contrasting to everything else you see in the painting, I feel like it's kind of like this explosion of colour. And to me, it kind of is like almost like a metaphor for the colours you see in life, you know, like it is an explosion of colour, you know. That's why, like, that's why I find Tallinn is, and actually Estonia as a whole, is really beautiful because a lot of the buildings are all different colours, which sounds like a very basic concept, but you'd be surprised like how much that actually brightens up an area compared to just having grey, dull buildings, brown buildings. You know, I mean, obviously those things exist in Estonia like they do in any other country, but there is a lot of cities in Estonia and towns and everything that have like just really, really colourful buildings, you know.
Okay.
Yellow, red, blue, green. And I think
lately it has been added some more colors. It has been renovated because it hasn't been this way all time. But
yeah, and like
it is good.
It's a simple thing, yeah, and it brightens up your like when you're in that place. It's kind of like I don't know, like for me it kind of makes me feel better, like more kind of happier seeing that, like whereas if you're in a grey area it's very dull, very boring, very almost sad in a way.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, to me this painting is like, you know, a small comment on the colourful the many colours in life and how colours can kind of brighten everything up, and like Tallinn is a good example of that. There's many different colours and old styles of buildings and different types of architecture that's really interesting, and I think this painting is a nice little way of capturing that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's I have done a few artworks of Tallinn, not many.
Cool.
Because some artworks of Tallinn and pictures and postcards are everywhere. In every souvenir shop in Tallinn is flooded with those, so I haven't bothered to add to them, but I have some artworks made of Tallinn, and this is one of them, and I had my own touch on.
Yeah, but yours are going to be way more interesting than what you see.
My own way.
These are going to be way more interesting than what you see in a postcard store or something, because it's a real painting that's like, you know, presenting an alternative, you know.
Yeah, this is completely alternative. It doesn't look like any other Tallinn painting I have seen anywhere
exactly.
in tourist shops, so that's completely exclusive. And yeah, but so the point of adding colors and brightening things up that's one of the purpose of my artworks, colorfulness as well. That I that's how and why I do them. So as you put it on the colorful houses on the city, so the colorful paintings I make are made the same way, the same purpose, is to brighten it up.
Oh, you did a good job.
Oh yeah, came out nicely. It's pretty interesting.
By the way, if you're wondering why I keep looking that way, there's a mirror there.
Yeah, we're sitting
pointing
behind. we're sitting behind the painting, and
Yeah.
we're seeing the mirror image of it. So
Yes, I'm not crazy. I'm not just looking that way.
yeah.